February 15th at 5:30 at Town Council Chambers. We'll start off with roll call. To my left.
Stacy Moore.
Kevin Tuttle.
Aparna Ganeshan.
Tom Kosker, Chair.
Ron Cox.
Thank you very much. That leaves two folks absent today, which is Rebecca Markowitz, our Vice Chair, and Maria Librio, Judge, a Commissioner. Appointments and resignations. I have the displeasure of announcing a couple resignations officially. We've been talking about it in the past, but we've put forward these resignations to Town Council, to the Town Manager, and to Town Council. I have two resignations, which are, now I'm losing their names, that's horrible, Adora Cobb and Jillian Maynard. I had to just think about that for a second. So they have both resigned from the commission, and those resignations have been accepted by Town Council at this point. So I want to take this opportunity publicly, even though they're not here, but maybe they're listening from home, is to thank both of them for their service, thank both of them for their energy, enthusiasm. It's been about a year since our commission got underway, and we really greatly appreciate everything they've offered to the commission in their time here. So it's sorry to see you go, but thank you so much for your service. In the meantime, we have two alternates that will fill their spots, Stacy Moore and Kevin Tuttle. We have put forward their names to fill in on a more permanent basis to Town Council. We just need to wait to hear for the official word from Town Council on those slots. Next on the agenda, I have approval of minutes. You should have all received the minutes from the last meeting, Wednesday, January 4th. I will accept a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion, any comments or questions about the minutes if you had a chance to read them? Anything incorrect? Anything need to be updated? Hearing nothing. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. Thank you. You got those motion and seconds? All right, next on the agenda, this meeting will go fairly quickly. As I think Mr. Tuttle said, you know, sometimes they go a little quickly, so we'll do our best to kind of move things along. Report from the Commissioner Chair. So I have a few things to report on, not a whole lot, but a few items. Again, we've been in discussions a fair amount over the last few months, talking about what our focus areas and where we're going to focus our energy this year. So we've kind of narrowed that down to kind of three things, really. The first is continuing to go through the process on the survey, right? So we've worked on developing that survey, and for each of these, we'll report out later a little bit on where we stand with each of these items, but just from a commissioner's chair's report, I wanted to say this. So the survey is one thing, and they'll go through the steps in the process. The second area is our focus groups that we've been starting to work on. And the third is another walk, a mile in our shoes event. So we'll give more reports on those later. Another item I'd like to cover is that I'd like to thank Via Valente, who's a town resident who's volunteered to assist us and help us out in a couple areas this year and recently. She actually reached out to us. She's fairly new to town, reached out to us last year, and she's been working us on a few things. So I just wanted to thank her publicly for her help and support. And there have been others that have been helping us out as well that I've mentioned in the past, but Via's been doing a lot of work recently, so I wanted to thank her for that. The last item that I have to mention is regarding new members. So I'll say this, that again, 2 members have resigned. We'll have our 2 alternates fill in. We would like to fill in those alternate slots down the road. So we're going to be working on that. There's a process that's involved with filling those slots, working between us and the town and town council. But if anyone is interested, who's watching or listening, or everyone on the commission that knows other folks that are interested in serving on the commission, we have our channels that we've connected to already. Please let them know that we have openings, and you can email us at our commission email address, which is on the website, or contact us at the phone number, which is Dana and Camille's office, and let us know if you're interested. We can let you know the process. So I think that's all I have from my chair report. Did I miss anything, Dana or Camille?
Not at all.
All right, thanks. I always check with them because they right on top of things. All right, next on the agenda, I have subcommittee reports. First, I will turn it over to Community Conversations. Commissioner Cox.
Thank you. Our committee met, and it was a rather short meeting. The topic to be discussed was the 3 goals that have been set by the executive committee. And then Tom took the time to explain in a little bit more detail about each. And then we went into a discussion on individuals that would like to partner with or serve on in any particular area. And I think we had a commitment from everyone who was there. And so I thought it was a productive. In spite of being brief, it was quite productive, which is not bad. So, any questions?
Nope, I'm all set. I was at that meeting, so I'm all good with that. Thank you, Ron.
Good, thank you.
And next on the agenda, subcommittee report from Data Gathering, Research, and Analysis. Commissioner Tuttle.
Sure. So the Data Gathering, Research, and Analysis Subcommittee has, I'm sure I mentioned this last time, we finalized the survey, so we've pivoted our focus now on distribution of that survey. I think since we last met, we have settled on at least 3 avenues to which the survey will be distributed. We are going to leverage some existing databases the town has in order to send the survey out via email to residents. So that'll be probably the largest population we'll be able to access through that email distribution list. The second piece is we're working with Camille specifically to help get the survey linked to our webpage, the Commission's webpage. So that'll be up and running, so folks who visit that website can just click on the link and fill out the survey that way. Additionally, I think we have plans to include it in the news and announcement section on the main webpage of the town, so that for folks who aren't going directly to the Commission webpage, will be able to see it as they peruse the town webpage. So hopefully we can get some responses through that means. And then the last one was we were able to come up with, which turned out to be a lot easier than I had envisioned, but we were able to come up with a QR code. For those who are familiar with the QR code, that'll allow us, I think, at events such as the walk or any in-person scenarios to allow folks to easily access it, provided they have a smartphone with them. And so rather than the hard copy route, which was not all that, productive, we will now be able to kind of scan a QR code for them to pull up the survey electronically and fill it out at their leisure. But hopefully, we can deploy that QR code throughout the year at various in-person meetings. So those are the 3 we've settled on thus far. We'll continue to work and think about other ways to distribute it. The other piece we discussed was in terms of the timing with which we want to gauge the survey results. I think big picture, we'd like that survey to be available to town residents throughout the year. However, we also want to be mindful of, folks' opinions on what should be a priority may change and evolve over time. And so we'll start picking sort of points in time in which we take a look at the data and make decisions based on that point in time. And then we'll do that again periodically throughout the year, so that we're gauging somewhat, it's not real time, but somewhat current opinions from the town folks on this survey or through the survey. And so we'll figure out how we'll account for that progression throughout the year a little more, in a little more detail in the coming weeks. I believe that does it in terms of work done since our last meeting.
Yeah, since our
Yes,
last
subcommittee.
meeting. Yep.
Excellent. And do you guys have another meeting set up anytime soon?
We've
Sure.
been fairly ad hoc once the survey was finalized. I
Yeah.
think I do want to gauge the subcommittee team members' opinion on some of the content that will be displayed alongside the survey link. So we'll look to do something, I think, next week based on their availability.
Excellent, sounds good. And have you also, well, first of all, any other questions?
Yes.
Go ahead, Commissioner Cox.
Not discounting a possible route for a hard copy delivery, has something been planned to put together to, not like a poster, but like a flyer or something that would be available to deliver to the churches or deliver to different individuals? Not that that would be the major focus, but would that be an option? Has that
No,
been
it's a
talked
great
about?
idea. It's a great idea. We haven't discussed that. I think promoting it will only increase sort of the survey takers, and so that's a great idea.
'Cause
I think the QR code on the flyer
Right.
would help.
Right.
You know, and then we could potentially, as we have those discussions, consider different places of placement and outreach and getting other people in addition to the emails.
Because I'd be happy to work with the churches to get it
Yep.
into their newsletters. I mean, that's a pretty large group of people, and then there might be
Great
some
idea.
others as well. Kiwanis, I would think. All the service clubs would be an option for, they all have newsletters, so
Yep.
that might just be an option.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. The goal is obviously to get as many opinions and results, large as results as we can, and
Okay.
so,
I'm sure that we can get a business card size made up with the QR code on it, so that way it can be something small that you can hand out and someone can take it with them and
That's a great
fit it
idea.
in their pocket.
Great, thank you.
that implies we have some budget here for the commission. I'd like to hear that. We will take advantage of that budget.
That's right.
Yeah, I think we can get things printed up, simple things printed up pretty easy. In two comments to that, both great ideas is, the flyer, if it's a flyer size thing, an 8.5 by 11 sort of thing, we can have a little language on there, like you said, Kevin, you'll discuss, like introing it.
Right.
Because it might be the first time they even hear of the commission, right? There's a good
Right.
chance, right? There's a good chance they're going to get
Invite
this
them
piece
to
of.
come.
Right, they get this piece of paper, and it's like,
Right.
what is the commission? And by the way, we're gathering input from the community and fill out the survey sort of thing. So I think it's a combo, sort of flyer, which I
Yeah.
think would be great that we can hand out to all sorts of places. And we've talked about different ideas of, posting it at public places and libraries and, and such like that here at Town Hall and et cetera. And I know some of the other folks that are involved here in town would be happy to post it and distribute it. And the other thing, there's other print media, that I'll say without, naming names, but print media that you can, have a short article sort of a thing. Once a QR code's there, now you could throw that into a short article saying, hey, here's an update from the commission. And that's widely distributed, some of those print media things, the weeklies and monthlies that go out around Rocky Hill. So, and again, I know these are all things you guys are discussing, so just kind of a shout out to the community that, or the other thing actually that dawned on me as you were talking too is, if people hear this or hear about this, you can email us and we can send you the survey. We could send you the link to the survey. So certainly
right.
shoot us an email. If you're on email and online, you can shoot us an email. We can get to you that way. So
Also, as we're brainstorming
Yeah,
here.
see that? Look at this.
I don't
We're
know,
getting-
that's the goal here. But I know what the commission meetings are posted on YouTube, so there may be ability in there's a section typically where you're allowed to, write a brief description of what the video is. Maybe we can
The
slide
comment.
the survey link right in there for those folks who like to view us on YouTube. I'm
I
sure that-
am not familiar with that. I'll have,
I
Something
can work
more.
with IT on that if you'd like me to do that.
Just adding the link in there, yeah.
yeah, that's a nice idea. That's a nice idea. I haven't personally watched them on YouTube, actually. Although you do see them on, thinking about that. See, now we're brainstorming. Occasionally I'll flick through the channels and you flick through public access, right? The public access TV station, you'll see us on that thing periodically, right? When they re-air it. Stacy loves that part. And sometimes they'll have, there's a page on that page that different people announce different things in town, right? Events, such. We could have just a page flash up on that, either as part of our, after this recording plays, or just as a general, it's kind of like a banner that flashes through, right? And then different things pop up. And that didn't even occur to me, but I see that in QR codes pop up on TV, and you can, as long as you keep it up long enough, someone
Right.
can, take the shot and picture and link to it and do it that way. So we're getting some great ideas here. This is great. Old brainstorming session. We had a few minutes to kill. It'll still be a quick meeting. We had a few minutes to kill. Any other comments or questions for Commissioner Tuttle or the
I'm fine,
the team?
thank
Awesome, thanks. And Ron did offer to help out on that group as we form these work groups, a little early. We'll be done before you know it. You got it. I came in and there was all this planning and zoning stuff here ready to go, so I know the meeting's happening
Oh.
in
They
a
have
little
a
while.
6 PM meeting.
Yeah, so we'll be quick. We'll be quick. I lost my train of thought now. I got sidetracked. What was I saying?
No, you were just wrapping it up.
Yeah,
as
couldn't have
far
been that
as
important.
Letting us know Ron was going to join.
Yes, Ron's going to join the work group. That's right, the work
Yep.
group. So he's more than happy to help out from our side, from
Yep.
the Community Conversations Committee to help out with that.
My
so.
idea was joining.
Yeah, to kind of link the groups. All right, next on the agenda, consent agenda. I don't think we have anything on our consent agenda tonight. Old business, we have nothing there. New business. First topic on new business is survey distribution, which we just hit pretty good, so I don't think we have anything else to add there. I think we're good on that. Second discussion on new business is our new focus groups work group, which I believe Dana is going to report on. And currently, and to circle back to survey distribution, on that group we have Stacy, Kevin, Aparna, and Ron on the survey distribution group. On the focus groups one, we have Maria and Dana, and our volunteer Via is helping out with that as
Absolutely.
well. And on any of these groups, if you're interested and want to jump in on one of the other groups, just let us know, certainly, and you can jump in. Dana, a little update on
Thank
focus
you.
groups?
We had a very productive meeting last week, and we are at the point now where we are working on our strategy to make sure that the focus groups are well populated. We have ideas in terms of making sure we cast a broad net and invite as many people to participate as possible in these different focus groups. And just to take a step back, remember the focus groups are the purpose is to try and penetrate the community. And aside from what we're doing with the survey, this is another methodology to ensure that we are getting out to the community and inviting people to the table. In this case, we're looking at maybe 4 or 5 meetings, 3 or 4 meetings of maybe 10 to 15 people each, answering curated questions through a facilitated professional facilitator service to really ask people what are their ideas, experiences in terms of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging issues here in the Rocky Hill community. We are we are a commission that is supposed to be doing work based on what the community feels is important, and so we have to go directly to the community to get those answers, and this is yet another methodology for us to get to those answers. So we're really excited about how far we've gotten. We have maybe about a page worth of names, 10-point font, single-spaced at this time. So we have quite a few names that have already come from people who have participated in our walk and people who the commissioners have already come across in the past who might be interested. But we're looking for a couple more pages so we can indeed cast a broad net. In addition to all the other marketing that we're going to be doing, you're going to be seeing a lot of marketing for our focus groups also. I want to give a shout out to Via Valenti because we're going to be utilizing her skill set in terms of marketing to make that happen.
Awesome. Thank you, Dana. And again, shout out to whoever happens to be watching this or on YouTube later, is if you're interested in being part of those focus groups, you can email us or call the number on our website, call Dana's office, and we can get you included on that list to be part of that. And then same thing with the commissioners. If you have any names or folks, as we've said in the past, please, get them forward to us and we'll kind of work that out. Next on the agenda, and the folks are piling up in the back of the room, so don't worry, we won't be long. We'll be with you, Sandy, in a few minutes. Give you the space. 2023, a Mile Walk in Our Shoes event. We're planning another one. It's going to be in the fall. We haven't totally set the date. We're looking at a couple weekends in September, so I don't want to give the date now because we're kind of going back and forth, just kind of coordinating with other events in town and other things that people have going on. So, and that'll be in early mid-September on a Saturday. Rebecca, Maria, and myself are on that work group. Again, if anyone's interested in participating, please let me know. We're going to be meeting in the coming weeks in March. Same thing, I got to get together with them and come up with a date when we're going to meet, but we'll start our planning soon on that. Next on the agenda, mission and vision statements. We are working again with Via Valente is going to assist us with that. Some commissioners have provided some input on developing a good commission, mission, vision. And she has professional work in this area. She works in the field of diversity, equity, inclusion, and has done mission, vision work with corporations and groups and community groups and a lot of different folks. So she really has some professional experience in that area, so it's really super helpful for us. So we're going to continue to work on that with Via. We're just trying not to spread her too thin because she's helping out. And the last one on the agenda is training opportunities. So we were interested in setting up another training opportunity for this spring, summer timeframe. Who knows? I know summer gets a little crazy, so maybe earlier summer / late spring, something like that. You know, similar but very different from what we did last year with DOJ. We want to kind of set up an annual sort of event, I'll say event, but training session opportunity for us to discuss whatever we need training and discussion on, right? So I will be I'll be asking you all via email just, hey, what are some dates that are good? Maybe we'll throw out some dates, you know, similar probably a Saturday morning at some point, which tend to be tricky. Maybe it's Sunday afternoon. I don't know. We could figure it out what day. Maybe it's a Friday evening. We'll throw some possible ideas out there, but just keep that in the back of your mind that we'll be looking to set up a date, and the goal is to have everyone be there, obviously, you know, all commissioners. That'll be really important that we have all of us there for that meeting, that training. So just keep your eyes open for that. I don't think I missed anything, did I? The agenda, I'm down the agenda?
You're down the agenda, yeah.
Any other comments before I go to public comment? Looking at this side. Stacy, Kevin, Aparna, anybody?
None.
Ron, good. All right, with our planning and zoning anxiously waiting in the wings over here, it is open for public comment, and we happen to have a couple of people from the public here who are part of the planning and zoning, so you're more than welcome to come up and comment about our Commission on Inclusion. And we have a taker. Look at that.
You do have a taker. As soon as you mentioned public, I said,
Look at that.
I'm going to talk to Dana.
You guys are part of the public. Excellent. Just state your name and address, and please.
Kim Ritchie, I'm actually going to be here as Town Planner Zoning Enforcement Officer. Part of our Plan Implementation Committee effort is discussing affordable housing. And one of the things we want to do and included in our affordable housing plan is the creation of Affordable Housing Committee. We will be at our April meeting putting forth coming up with a draft ordinance for an affordable housing committee, and then coming up with ideas and types of individuals we would like to see on that committee. And I would certainly want to see someone from this board be represented on that committee. And since I just happened to walk in on the meeting, I took advantage of this opportunity to put that out there. So be thinking about that. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in the planning and zoning want to pipe in? No, we're good. Thank you. And you know, incidentally, I did read most of the report, Kim. I did read most of the report from the affordable housing report you guys issued at the end of the year last year, so which was pretty lengthy and quite involved. And but yeah, so I appreciated that report and look forward to doing that work that the planning implementation committee, right, the PIC committee. So we'll discuss that. So thank you very much. And hearing no other public comment, I will accept the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second?
All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.